online class. So hope you got that picturization about that electric power. So in case of that electric power, so we come to know about that power dissipation. So power dissipation in case of that resistance are in series, resistance are in parallel, or so bulbs are in series and as well as bulbs are in parallel combination. So in today's session, so we will be discussing another important aspect related to that current electricity. So that is about electric fuse. I think you heard about the name electric fuse and you observed in your home also. So what's the role of those electric fuses? So why we are going to use those fuses in case of home or industry we can consider. So the role of electric fuse. So first of all I need to understand that. So in case of that home we are going to use that electric fuse here. Let me write here electric fuse. So nearby the meters, so these kind of ceramics materials are present. Inside that they will fill with one thin wire. Okay, so this wire is made up of lead and tin here. So what's the role of those electric fuses? I need to understand here. So these electric fuses will prevent the electronic appliances. So for example, so from the main source, if that voltage will get exceed or more amount of current suddenly will appear into the circuit, means those electronic appliances will get damaged. For example, specified voltage is 230 volt. For example, I am having one bulb here. So its specified voltage is 230 volt. So if I send that voltage more than 230 volt, so this bulb will get damaged here, or you can take that electric fan, whatever the electronic appliances you may take. So if that voltage is more than the desired voltage, or if that high amount of current suddenly will pass into the electronic appliances, those electronic appliances will get damaged here, right? So now I want to avoid the damages of the electronic appliances. So what suppose I have to do in order to avoid the damages of the electronic appliances? So I will use electric fuse here. So what's the role of electric fuse here? So for example, if that high amount of current or high voltage is passes into this small wire, then what happens here? This small wire will be get heat up here. So if the wire will be get heat up, means this wire will be get melt here. So if wire will get melt, means so it will get breakdown here. So if it get breakdown, means current will not pass us into the any kind of wire here. So for example, so from the main source we are getting current to the home here, right? So that current will be passes through the electric fuse here. So if that voltage is more than the desired voltage, so then what happens here? This fuse will get melt here. So if this fuse will get melt, means it will break down the current supply here. So the electronic devices will be safe. So these electronic devices will not get damaged here. So that is the purpose of using electric fuse. So those electric fuses are made up of lead and tin. So these electric fuse having that property. So these electric fuse must have that low resistivity and as well as low melting point. What are the properties that electric fuse wire consist here? So fuse wire consists of what it consists? Fuse wire consists of low resistivity and low melting point. These are all the two major property of the electric fuse wire in order to take that wire into the fuse here. So whatever the wire you may take, so that wire must have that low resistivity and low melting point. These two property will give by the wire, so that is lead and tin mixture. So these wires will give that low resistivity as well as low melting point here. So now I can understand that mathematical expression for that electric fuse here. So what's that relation between current and temperature? So I said that if that large amount of current or large voltage is passes into the electric fuse wire, this fuse wire will be get heat up, I said. So now I want to find out that rise in temperature is depends on the current or not. So in order to get that one, I will come to that equation here. So from that electric means in case of that electric energy, from Joule's law of heating we got that expression for that energy here. So I will use that same equation. So I said in case of that fuse wire having that low resistivity. So let me take resistivity of the wire. So R is equal to rho into L by A. A means pi R square. I can take it here. And energy I can consider. So that energy is nothing but a heat energy. Energy is given by. So in case of that electric energy, so that is heat energy we can consider. So that heat energy is I square into R. So per unit time I square R into T or I square into R. So I will take this as equation 2. Wherever R is there in equation 2, shall I fill that rho L divided by pi R square? So I can consider I square into wherever R is there, just I will take it as rho L divided by pi into R square here. Let it be equation 3, where H indicates that heat. So heat per unit area I can take it here, where I can introduce one more term. H naught is heat per unit surface area. So instead of H I can take, so H is equal to H naught 2 pi R into L. So I can consider that heat per unit surface area of the wire I can take. So instead of H I can take it as H naught 2 pi R into L. So then equation 3 becomes, so H naught 2 pi R into L, where in right side I square rho L divided by pi into R square. So look at here, length term will get cancelled out here. So what's the physical meaning of this? So then in case of that electric fuse, so it is independent on the length of the wire. Fuse wire, how much length you may take, that it is independent on the length of the wire. So you may take short wire or longer length of the wire, it doesn't matter. So why? Because it is independent on the length of the wire here. So where H naught is equal to what? So I square into rho divided by 2 into pi square. So pi into pi, R cube into R, sorry, R square into R, R cube here. So this is the required expression here. H naught is equal to what? So H naught refers to heat per unit surface area. It is equal to I square rho divided by 2 pi square into R cube here. So from Newton's law of cooling here. So from Newton's law of cooling, so I can consider that H naught is equal to K into theta. So from the Newton's law of cooling, from first PU topic, I can take that. So heat produced per unit surface area, so that is equal to K into theta. So wherever H naught is there, just I will take it as K into theta, where theta refers to temperature, or delta T you can take it. So it is equal to I square into rho divided by 2 pi square into R cube. So look at here, now I got that relation between temperature and current. So temperature is directly proportional to what? Square of the current. So what's that equation I get it here? Temperature is directly proportional to square of the current for a given wire. So temperature is same for that one. So if temperature is constant, means what is the relation between current and radius here? I square is proportional to R cube. For the given wire, I square is proportional to R cube. So this is the equations related to current and temperature, and current and radius we can consider. So in this equation, wherever heat is there, so I will give that. So applications related to thermal properties of matter, I will connect that current electricity as well as thermal properties of matter. So look at here. So in physics, somehow that numericals will get difficult. So if they mix that concept here, so from that heat I can consider that specific heat capacity. So instead of H I can consider as M into S into delta of T. So that is equal to what? I square R into T here. So look at here, T I taken as 1 second here. So M into S into delta T, I square R into T. So if they ask to find out that rise in temperature, so delta T value I can consider if they given mass of the water, specific heat capacity of the water if they given. So this is the way to connect that current, electricity as well as thermal properties of matter. So hope you get this information. We'll look at some numericals related to Joule's law of heating or heating effect of current. Some numericals related to Joule's law of heating. So just I will read out the question here. Heat produced in a conductor of resistance 4.2 ohm. So one conductor is there. So in that conductor having the resistance 4.2 ohm. So in that conductor heat is produced when 10 ampere of current is flowing in it. So magnitude of current is 10 ampere. Then how much amount of heat energy will get liberate? So in terms of calories per second I need to find out calories per second here. So what is the connecting formula? Heat produced. So H is equal to what? So I square R into T. I term is there, R term is there. Heat calories per second means I can take this one as H by T is equal to what? I square into R. So H by T, current 10 into 10. So 100 you can take 4.2. So what's the answer here? So H by T. So it is equal to calories per second. So 4.2 into 100. So that is 420 joules. In terms of calories means I can take it as divide by 4.2 here. So heat per time. So that is equal to, so 420 divided by 4.2. So that is 100 calories per second. What is the answer here? 100 calories per second you can take it here. Next one. A current of 2 ampere passing through a conductor, so produces a heat 80 joules of heat in 10 seconds. So look at here, a current of 2 ampere passes through a conductor. So one conductor is there. So on that conductor 2 ampere of current is flowing. How much heat will get generate here? 80 joules of heat will get generate in 10 seconds. So they mention the time also in 10 seconds here. The resistance in ohm is, so I want to find out that resistance of that given conductor. Shall I use that same formula? I square R into T, where R is equal to what? H divided by I square into T, where H value is 80, I square, so I into I. So 4 here, time value is 10 second. So what is the resistance of that given conductor here? Resistance of the given conductor is 2 ohm. Next, third question we'll look at. A resistance coil of 60 ohm is immersed in 42 kg of water. So one resistance coil is there, its resistance value is, so its value is a resistance coil of 60 ohm. What is the resistance of the coil here? 60 ohm. It is immersed in 42 kg of water. What is that mass of the water here? 42 kg of the water. A current of 7 ampere is passed through it. What is the amount of current is passes through that of given wire here, given coil here? 7 ampere. The rise in temperature of the water per minute is, so which thing I need to find out here? Rise in temperature per minute. So per minute means the time value is 60 seconds. So what is the connecting formula I need to use here? So look at here. So I will use that same formula here. H is equal to I square R into T. So I said that. So it's the question between current, electricity and thermal properties of matter. Wherever H is there, shall I take this one as M into S into delta of T? So from the specific heat concept, so that is I square R into T. What is the mass of the water here? 42. So what is that specific heat capacity of water here? So that is 4.2. So 4.2, so that is calorie per gram is there, you can take in terms of kg here. So that is 10 to the power of minus 3. Delta T value is yet to be determined. Current value, so I square 7 into 7, resistance value is 60. Time per minute means, so 60 second I can consider. So delta of T is equal to what? 7 into 7, 49. 6 into 6, 36 into 10 to the power of 2. Okay, so that is 42 into 4.2, or shall I take this is also 42 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Here 10 to the power of minus 3 is there. So let me simplify this one. So powers will remain here, 10 to the power of 2 and 10 to the power of minus 3 here. So that is 10 to the power of minus 1. In denominator also 10 to the power of minus 1 is there. So that is 10 to the power of 2. Delta of T is equal to what? 1 degree Celsius. How much temperature will get rise here? Rise in temperature will be 1 degree Celsius here. Okay. So we'll look at next one. Two electric bulbs whose resistance are in the ratio 1:2. So two bulbs are there. These two bulbs having that resistance. So they mention that resistance are in the ratio. So R1 by R2 is 1:2. Connected in parallel to a constant voltage. Power dissipated in them have ratio. So I want to find out that power dissipation when these two bulbs are connected in in a parallel combination. What is the relation between power dissipation and the resistance if those elements are connected in parallel combination? So in parallel combination, potential difference is remains the same. So if the potential difference is remains same, means P is equal to V square by R. Power and resistance are inversely proportional in case of parallel combination. So P1 by P2 is equal to what? R2 by R1 here. R2 value is how much? So 2. R1 value is 1. Power in terms of ratio is, so 2:1, inversely proportional. Next one. Which of the four resistance P, Q, R and S? So the given one circuit here. Which of the four resistance generates greatest amount of heat when the current flows from A to B here? So look at here. They will give, means they mention four resistance in this order. Among four resistance, which of the resistance will produce that maximum heat? I need to find out here when that current is flowing between A and B. So they mention that PQ, R and S here. So whereas P value is 2 ohm, Q value is 4 ohm, here R value is 1 ohm and here S value is 2 ohm. So look at here, in which case will produce the maximum heat? I need to find out here. So look at here, these two resistors are connected in series combination. So 2 plus of 4 here, 6 ohm resistance. So instead of that 2 I will take that single, means I will get that 6 ohm here. Here also 2 plus of 1, so 3 ohm. Now look at here, 6 ohm and 3 ohm are in parallel combination, right? In parallel combination where that power dissipation is maximum. So in parallel combination, so power is, means power dissipation is more for low resistance. So if high amount of current will get flow, means so we can consider that power dissipation is more for the low resistance here. So out of 6 ohm and 3 ohm, which one having that low resistance here? So 3 ohm. So power dissipation here will be maximum. Now here power dissipation in this branch, power dissipation is maximum. So now look at here, out of that R and S, so R and S are in series combination. If the resistance are in series combination, so power dissipation is more for the high resistance. So power dissipation is more for high resistance, means compared to R and S, which one having the high resistance here? S element having the high resistance. So power dissipation is more at S is equal to 2 ohm. So why? Because, so look at here, initially these two are in series combination. So its effect is 6 ohm and its effect is 3 ohm here. So right, so 6 ohm and 3 ohm are in parallel combination. So in parallel combination, power dissipation is maximum for low resistance. So here that power dissipation will be maximum. So in this branch, R and S are in series combination. In series combination, power dissipation is more for high resistance compared to R and S. Which one having the high resistance here? So S is having high resistance. So power dissipation will be maximum in S here. So hope you are understanding these things. So we'll look at next one. A 10-volt storage battery of negligible internal resistance connected across 50 ohm resistance. So here voltage value is 10 volt. So 10 volt battery is there, it has negligible internal resistance So don't worry about that interresistance. In upcoming classes we will deal about it. So, and it is connected to a 50 ohm resistor. So R value is how much? So 50 ohm resistance. How much heat energy produced in the resistor in 1 hour? So time is 1 hour. So 1 hour means 3600 seconds here. So simple formula, I square R into T. So here current is not there. So shall I use that another equation? What's that? V square by R into T. So V square means 10 into 10, 100. Time value is how much? 3600. So what's the value of resistance? 50. So this is 520. So 36 into 2. So that is 72. So 7200. So how much heat energy will produce here? 7200 joules here. So we'll look at next one. What is the ratio of heat generated in R and 2R? So here they mention one circuit here. So in that circuit, two resistors are there. These two resistors are in parallel combination. So it is 2R and it is R. So they asked to find out that what is the ratio of heat generated in R and 2R. So R1 I can take it as R, R2 I can take it as 2R here. So in case of parallel combination, so that is heat generated is inversely proportional to resistance here. H1 by H2 is equal to what? R2 by R1. R2 value is how much? So 2R. R1 value is R. What is the ratio here? So 2:1 here. So we'll look at next one. So a 5 degrees Celsius rise in temperature is observed in a conductor by passing some amount of current. So look at here. If I pass some amount of current, how much temperature is getting rise here? 5 degrees Celsius. So that rise in temperature is 5 degrees Celsius. Means shall I take the delta T value as a 5 degrees Celsius here? So if delta T value is 5 degrees Celsius, so let me write it here. Delta T value is 5 degrees Celsius. Delta T value is 5 degrees Celsius. When current is double, so initial amount of current, let me take that I1 is I and I2 is 2 times of 5. When current is double, then rise in temperature is equal to, so delta T1 is 5 means what about the delta T2? So look at here. So I have to find out what is the relation between current and temperature. So in case of that dealing with the electric fuse, we got that. So current and so temperature are directly proportional. So theta is proportional to I square means, so we have this equation, theta is proportional to I square here. I want to find out that delta of T2. So delta T1 divided by delta T2. Shall I take this one as I1 square by I2 square here? Delta of T2 is equal to how much? Delta of T1 into I2 square divided by I1 square here. So delta of T1 is how much? 5 here. I2 means what? So that is 4I square here. So this is I square getting cancelled out, 5 into 4. 20 degrees Celsius. So delta of T2 is equal to how much? Delta of T2 is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. So hope it clears. So that is very much interesting aspect related to electric energy and power dissipation when the resistors are in series, when the resistors are in parallel combination, bulbs are in series combination, bulbs are in parallel combination, about that electric fuse. So these are all very much important aspect in solving that competitive examination. So from tomorrow onwards we will start that another aspect related to current electricity. So that is we will start from that electric cell, internal resistance and external resistance here. So hope it clears till now. So remaining journey will start from today, means